Now, this is March. You started this in December. So
January, actually.
December.
Okay, fine, January.
Right.
It's about almost 3 months.
Began before New Year's.
For a project that should have lasted 3 or 4 days.
Yes. 3 or 4 days if everything was correct, and it's not.
Okay, I'll give you a week. So almost
things are
3
right.
months for a week-long project. So on March 22nd, the plaintiff is reaching out to your wife. Hi, I was expecting him Friday and haven't heard from him since. He hasn't responded to my text. Is everything okay? What was going on March 22nd?
I was taking the rear end out of my truck so I could get it back on the road. I wasn't working at all.
Okay, so you couldn't communicate that with her?
I didn't have my phone. That's when it was
You
broke.
couldn't use your wife's phone, the same one she was using to communicate with your client?
When she does that at work, and you read a little bit back, and it shows that she's at work texting her.
Didn't you take your wife lunch at one point? Because I saw that in the text messages too. Okay, so when you brought your wife lunch, I'm sure you and your wife talked for a little bit. She probably mentioned that she called.
Oh, that's
Hey, babe,
probably prior.
let me use your phone. Let me call
That
her
probably
back.
wasn't in that area. I had already messaged her and talked to her probably. I've always kept contact with her.
It doesn't appear to be the case.
I didn't finish
through
it.
these-
Except for in that area right there. Other than that, we always talked.
I have many days of days.
I already know,
of
so I'm not even
asking.
talking to
Just
you at
lies.
this point. I know. All right, I'm good.
I did want to point out one kind of important piece of evidence. When he had taken the old flooring out, there was blue underlayment for the original laminate floor.
Yep, sure
and
was.
I asked, can that stay there? And he's like, oh, Shane, no problem. And it wasn't until after, and so in Exhibit F, if you look at the bottom, it says, do not install over cushioned vinyl flooring or
Wrong.
existing floating floor products.
No, I have
The
proof
un-
that you can.
So the manufacturer is saying, don't do this.
Oh, wrong
The
answer.
guy who came to do it said it was never going to lay right
Wrong.
because there was some underlayment in parts and not in others. It wasn't that it was
all
over
there.
the whole thing.
Mr. Morrow, she had another person ultimately finish the job.
Yep.
Can you think of any reason why he would tell her you have to pay an additional $2,500 for new flooring?
Well, yeah,
I mean,
he's a contractor,
okay.
and that's the way some of them are.
But just the money that was going to the new flooring company, he doesn't benefit from that.
But there was no way 32 boxes of flooring was damaged. There's no proof of it. That's a
So
lot of
did
flooring.
he inspect every single panel and every single panel of that wood? I mean, he wasn't even finished laying them.
No, I had laid it all.
There
Oh,
was when he came in to finish, there was a big stack. And the last time that he'd been at my house, he was talking with my husband, just kind of there, and he said, I'm going to have to rip all this out and do it again. And I'm like, well, then do it.
Right.
And so at that point, there was a bunch ripped up and there was a big stack. So yes, when the new guy came and looked at everything, he did look through what was there. He took quite a bit of time looking at it.
Was he able to keep
And
any of it?
If he would have been, it would have been like 3 or 4 board, not enough for
Lies.
700 square feet of flooring. Nobody was profiting from the flooring except the flooring company who didn't tell me anything about buying another floor. I didn't go to a big contracting place. This was a guy that I called who'd actually done part of our bedroom. So the person we called is somebody who had done a floor for
Why
us.
didn't you call him in the first place?
Because we started with a handyman for other projects.
Okay.
We were doing a remodel of our kitchen and a bunch of things to fix up our home. And so since he was able to do that, I thought, why have many people come? He can do that.
I think we
Yes.
pretty much got this now. So I'm going to excuse both of you. Thank you very much, and we're going to deliberate in this matter.
I can't imagine how this woman has so much patience that a job that was supposed to take maybe a week maximum got to 5 or 6 months. To me, the only real question here is calculating exactly how much she's paid and how much she is owed, because I think it is pretty clear that the work that was done was substandard. 2 different professionals recommended she needed to replace all of the flooring. That's good enough for me. Do either of you have a different sort of overall take?
No, I agree with you. It may have been an unfortunate set of circumstances
Yes.
that set him back,
Yeah.
but nevertheless, the plaintiff shouldn't bear the...
But that's not how you handle business either, right? Like, this person has absolutely nothing to do with the fact that you caught COVID. She has no control over how you drive your vehicle. You got into an accident. And this whole phone thing,
Not
like,
having-
it just was excuse after excuse. You just don't run your business that
And, you
way.
know, I think he didn't understand that an excuse isn't necessarily a lie.
It's right. We're not calling
Excuses
you a
can
liar.
be completely truthful.
And it may not be your fault, but it is your problem. And you need to solve
Right.
this. And it certainly isn't her fault.
Right. So my calculation is that she only actually paid $1,700 of the $1,800
That's
for
what
labor.
I calculated that too. I didn't know where the other 100 came from. So
I do believe she's entitled to the value of the materials, which is $2,114. So my total is $3,814 that we would award the plaintiff.
Good.
that was kind of easy.
A unanimous verdict.
All right.
Unanimous verdict.